Hey again. I'm taking chances today. Hello. So, don't mind me. Just getting cozy. Shivering, shaking. So, last night happened. And I've been having anxiety. And that's a whole other conversation. We don't know each other that well yet. We don't need to talk about that. But I've been having all this anxiety and so many choices, so many major life decisions that I don't have enough information to make. And like the most minor detail, once I get that information, will change like the entirety of the course of my life. But I don't have any of that right now. So I'm just kind of like sitting. I'm so sorry. It's hard for me to talk right now because I'm shaky. I'm excited. So I made that video last night and I was shaking. I was just like this. And I was full of this energy. And I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Feeling like I was 14 sneaking out. And like, I'm outside of my bedroom standing in the yard and it's black, like pitch black outside. And I'm like, I don't have any friends or a cell phone. What is the plan? Like, caca. But I uploaded that video in the wave of like calm. When I tell you, it was like bloodletting. That's the only thing I can liken it to. Like I got it out of my system. We leached it. And I was thinking about that video being up on YouTube all day. And I checked in on it once. And I did not become a viral sensation overnight. And I was like, oh, alas. But something so interesting happened. There was this tiny little gnawing at like the back of my head of like, you are going to get a comment that is going to be so mean to you. It's insane. And so I checked on the video again. And I had like 4 views. And I was like, oh, people. And there's one comment. And if it wasn't just the most kind, felt like I couldn't have chosen words that would have helped me more myself, which is kind of how that usually works, right? But like on the internet from a stranger on a YouTube video with single-digit views. Is there hope? Are we going to be okay, guys? And you know, I didn't plan. I rarely plan, so me saying that isn't like, that doesn't hold a ton of weight. I did not foresee making another video the next night. Also, especially with other people awake in the house. I know, terrifying. But it's just you and me for now. But I had some thoughts today, and I've been chewing on them, and then I saw the one comment, you know who you are. And I was like, you know what? If we're going to have a conversation, you're here. I'll be here too. You know? I'll be here on my dog's couch, covered in his hair. And so I wanted to chew on something today, or I've been chewing on something today. You know, sometimes I think that debate, I don't know, like those things where, you know, you're like given a word and like, oh, talk about it for like 3 minutes. I just do that to myself daily. Like, anyway, I rewatched what I made last night and it was so disconjointed and like, and I was like, okay, I need to be a little bit more focused, maybe not get derailed as much. Should this happen again? And it should. And I should say that. I should say that out loud. It will happen again. It is happening right now. Hello. But then I saw that comment. I got so excited that I'm riled up again. Let's go, boys. But anyway, for whatever reason this past week, I have just been aloof and I've been consuming all of the things, mostly long form video essays. And I enjoy them. And I enjoy video editing as well. There's a reason I have these little mic thingies, but I do it for like little home things, little treats, little bits, little bobs. I had a question that I've been mulling over because it was brought up in a couple of the videos I've been watching. And like I guess I should just like say them. So I've been like how do you say this? Not rediscovering. I don't know if that's the right word, but rewatching, comfort watching the libraries of Folding Ideas and H Bomber Guy. And I was in, I wouldn't say the middle. I was like not that far into his Plagiarism in YouTube video. And he's talking about, you know, it's a completely different context. He's talking about this guy. He doesn't make very good videos, so he like just straight up copies these other people. Now, like, I'd like to think I'm relatively artistic, and so a lot of what I did in creating art, like a lot of how I learned, I never really took art classes aside from like elementary school. I never even took one in high school. Now, I'm not about to sit here and be like, oh, I never took an art class, and look at this, because I'm still trash. But a lot of how I learned would be like, oh, that's cool. Let me see if I can do that. And that's how I like improved over time. Did I improve correctly or whatever? I don't know. So like he was talking about that as well. But this person's not doing that. They are just like there is no good faith. They are just copying what this person is doing because of whatever reason. They are just creating a shell that looks and sounds like this other person thinks. But he talks about this person doesn't make very good videos. And so the best way to make better videos is to like copy people who are better than you. In the sense of, you know, like mimicry is the sincerest form of flattery, that sort of thing. Not plagiarizing, but like I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. And it got me thinking about like so many different nebulous questions, none of which really had an end. But I think, and it's something that I thought about when I decided to just fucking send it on last night's chat was, do I owe it to the internet to make my videos good? And I think there's a conversation about like, well, what is your goal there? Is your goal growth? Is it monetization? Is it whatever? But like, has YouTube become so standardized as a creative platform that now there is a bar that you are obligated to meet? And if you cannot meet that bar, like, maybe don't show up. And I'm not saying that's a deterrent to me, because clearly, although I got my one nice comment, buckle up. But like, I think that's another way of saying what I was trying to say last night. And YouTube needs more YouTubers, as far as like, people were just making things, and yeah, so much of it was just dog shit. But it was the type of shit you'd see when you went over to your cousin's house and they were just fucking around or whatever. But like, as YouTube has matured, that is a very generous use of that word. As it has evolved in the content and the guidelines and YouTube bylaws, I just realized, like, I just was introduced to those a couple days ago, and I was like, that's not real. And then a second video had them in it, and I was like, no. But like, are we obligated? Like, is that the right thing to do? And I understand anybody can put anything on YouTube, more or less, barring, extremities. But like, is it unethical to put shitty videos on YouTube? Do you see what I'm getting at here? Is it my... See, I think maybe there's two different ways to think about it from my perspective, as far as like, if I am putting videos on YouTube for you, then I'm expecting something of you as the audience, as the viewer of whatever this is. All four of you. Do I owe you more with that expectation? If I upload with that expectation, than if I make these videos because I need them, and I'm uploading these videos because I feel like I need to be pushing that massive, heavy, like, when I tell you I had this crystal clear vision of this overgrown, like almost Mayan, Indiana Jones-esque, like, stone wheel that's just covered in vines, and you can hear like the very low tone, like stone against stone scrape. Like, I'm not gonna try it. I won't try again to mimic it, but like, that is how I feel my creativity's been. If I need this for me to like really get up there, do I still owe something to anyone witnessing me do it? Am I indebted inherently because I uploaded this? Because I know I'm putting myself out there for interaction because I want that, even though I'm terrified of it? And in this parasocial relationship, does that mean then that I should be putting more effort into your viewing experience of me moving this wheel? Like, these are all very lofty questions from someone with the whole 4 views, huh? But is it unethical to upload bad YouTube videos? Like the human cost. And then it's like, how granular do you want to be? Like, what is bad? Define bad. Is it like, are you doing that intentionally? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm not. Trust, I'm not. But at some point, I have to let go of making everything as good as I know it could possibly be. Because so many things have ceased to be created because of that mindset. So many things have never come into fruition because I sit there before I've even put pen to paper, so to speak, and I think about how wonderful. Don't get me wrong, I do get excited about these things, but how perfect, how all these things, blah, 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 get ahead of myself. And the thing is never made. Like, if I sit here and I think about editing a 20-minute video, is that in itself, like, that much work? No. But, like, when I think about, I do enjoy editing videos for reasons I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. But, like, does that sound weird? I used to take a lot of, like, B-roll footage and stuff of, like, little small weekend vacations and cut them into, like, a 5-minute little home movie. I found that so much fun. It's when DJI, like, first came out. DJI? It was when DJI, like, first came out with the phone thing, the gimbal. Oh, I was all about that. I felt so cool. But anyway, I enjoy those things. But if that was a requirement for putting last night's conversation into the world, last night's conversation would have never happened. And tonight's conversation would have never happened. Because I promise you, I'm about to do the same damn thing. Because you know what? Now I am emboldened. I'm excited. Am I excited because I feel like someone's listening? Maybe. You know what I think it was in this comment? I have one other video, so you know, you're going to have a real hard time finding it. They said it was so refreshing. I think that's the part that makes me so excited. Is like, as someone who is perpetually fawning, story for another time, the idea that I got out of bed and I held my fuzzy little bunny tail up to my mouth and I just fucking talked, and someone was like, yeah. And the feeling that I gave value just for being me. What do you mean it had value without the edits? Without any of it? That's crazy to me. And I'm like, well, shit, if you like that. I'm from the Midwest. Sit on down. Buckle up. I'll do a 20-hour live stream. I'm just kidding. Am I? No. That, mm. But I've been chewing on this all day. And the feeling of like having something out there. And how do I put this? This is going to be a subsequent video to whatever that was, right? That's how time typically works, our understanding of it at the moment. So, like last night's chat could be whatever the fuck. And then today I was thinking about, like, shit, what are you going to talk about now? How are you going to follow up on that? And I think that's just what I've been thinking about. How do I follow up on that? What do I talk about? Are the videos good? I got one person in my corner, so but it makes me wonder, will the feature creep happen to me? The more excited I get, will I be like, no, I should edit these now? Or will the true, like, creative pressure, constraint come from forcing myself to sit here and talk to you? No matter what happens, you're gonna see it. I don't know. I don't know what that looks like. But I know I don't want to waste your time. But I also, like, feel like my entire... I got 4 views and 1 comment, and now it feels impossible to consider having this conversation and you don't exist. So now what do we do? I don't think I have an answer for if I think. I don't think I have an answer to my question. I rarely do. Like, in general. I have many questions. But I think I need to just keep reminding myself that, I don't know. Do I keep reminding myself that I'm making these for me? Or do I let myself get excited that, like, you're here too? Hi. Or do I put my horse blinders on and say no? I don't know. Does me dragging on thinking about this, has the point been made? Now that the point's been made, I should end that video, right? Now I'm just wasting your time. What is the human cost of my blathering? Why does it feel like every moment I'm taking now is a moment I'm taking away from you? And I have to optimize that time so efficiently and so effectively, lest it be rude. That feels weird. Here's hoping what do I hope for? I don't know. That I am a good conversationalist or keep coming up with great questions. I don't know. Or find something vaguely entertaining so I can dance monkey dance. I don't know. But I'm glad you're here. Unfortunately, we're fresh out of Diet Cokes, but we have tea and water. And that's all I can give you right now. But I'm glad you're here. And I don't feel like I invited you, but I did leave the door open. And now that you're here, you are more than welcome. And I'm so happy you're here. And that feels nice. Such a pleasant little surprise. Hello, Comic Gremlin. You're real. But anyway, I'll try not to be rude moving forward. And we'll see how that works out. Anyway, my puppies are ready to take their bed back. So, I will bid you adieu. And I hope you have a lovely night.